This is going to be fun and maybe a little bit controversial. This is from the speaker himself. He's the former chief of Agile at Toyota, and he's a passionate lean practitioner. The creator of Scrum, the Toyota Way, co-creator of the Flow system, and current CEO of the Flow Consortium. He's going to talk about the current state of Agile, leadership issues, and of course, the topic of AI and how you should be evolving in this rapidly changing world. Get ready for a wild ride. It's called Behavior and Attitude, the New Agile Approach. Welcome, Nigel Thurlow, everybody.
Thanks, man. Hey, let's see how this will go. Oh, the bells are ringing. Okay, I was competing with coffee. Here we go. So I'm known for presenting a lot of stuff really quickly. So cameras out, QR codes galore. There'll be some videos, some fun. And I'm told this will all be made available after the conference so you can rewatch it anyway. I'm English, but I live in Texas, y'all. Hence the hat and the boots. And I promised my wife, Jody, I would wear the hat on stage. All right, let's see where we're going to go with this and see what happens. So what's the state of Agile in 2025? I did a great speech in Portugal 18 months ago called Bullshit Jobs, the best talk I'd ever given, I believe, ever. So let's have a look. No more certification factories, no more PDF factories, no more made-up roles. There's no such thing as a flow master or a flow anything. What else we got up here? Oh, the big picture. Now behind a paywall. Now you have to pay to access it. It's now a secret society. So this is Agile. Oh, and then we've got, the transformation myth, this whole idea that the Agile Manifesto has been beautified into sainthood and will describe exactly how you should transform a company. It's just a philosophy, for goodness sake, folks. And the misuse, of course. Culture is a product of our behaviors. And actually, listening to Kent this morning, I wanted to change my whole talk to the stuff I do on distributed leadership, the stuff I do on psychological flow and team science, because he was 100% right, but I didn't have time. So let's talk about leadership issues. Any of your leaders look like this? So we don't have a methodology problem. We don't need more methodologies. We've got plenty of methods, tools, techniques, and approaches. What we need is better behavior, and that starts from our leadership. And this is the reality of change. I live in America, and everything's bigger there. I live in Texas. It's its own country now. You know that, yeah? You just need to watch the news. So the problem is, if you're earning $1 million or more salary in America, which is not uncommon, you don't have a problem. Somebody else does. I work with executives that earn $4 or $5 million a year. They don't need to change. The system they built is working really well for them now. So unless there's a compelling reason to change, the level of fear or pain has to be significant. Nobody's going to change. It's not about delivering software faster, better. It's just a matter of meeting those metrics that you heard talk about a short while ago. And this incentives, this is how America runs. Everything is driven by incentives. My bonus, my status, my power, my income. You understand why I'm going through this in a bit. And of course, this is where most people are looking now. Most people in the States are looking 1 month or 3 months ahead. Nobody's looking any further than that. It's all about the OKRs today. And don't we worship and hail the metrics? I was told this reminds somebody of something from Handmaid's Tale. I've never watched that. Apparently it's a thing. So, when we get badly defined problems, people aren't buying our products, what's the answer? Sell harder. I mean, this is the type of nonsense they tell you. Not understanding the problem, however, prevents your organizations from being able to prioritize and plan work effectively and then select the correct methods and tools. I do a lot of work in the complexity space. Don't miss the panel with Dave Snowden and Diana and Daniel North tomorrow I'm hosting. That will be an absolute blast. So, then you've got this. Anybody heard of the McNamara quantification fallacy? No, I hadn't either until I speak to people like Joseph and learn things. This is where we focus on the data, the metrics, and we ignore all the other information that's telling us something different to the metrics. Coined by an ex-president of Ford Motor Company. So let's go, where are we going next? Oh, why do most lean and agile implementations fail? I'm a lean guy, I'm a Toyota guy at heart, worked in software for years. They desire change, they're not designed for change. Lean and agile requires a significant change, but most of your leaders aren't prepared to make that change because they're all right. And leaders find every reason and excuse why not to change. So we need to teach them that leadership isn't a job title. You earn the title of leader, and leadership is about building followers. If you're a leader, it's because people follow you. My great test for this is known as followership, but my great test for this is, if you stop paying them, would they still follow you? You follow your church leaders, whoever significant people are in real life to you. So if your bosses stop paying you, would you still listen to them? That's a test of a great leader. But this is the problem. They're all right. They haven't got a problem. I'm earning $3 million a year. Not me, by the way. I'm just speaking metaphorically. I'm earning $3 million a year. I don't have a problem. That's leadership. We'll go back to that in a bit. Now we'll go where you all want to go, because this whole damn conference is going to be AI littered, with people like Henrik and others here doing awesome talks. So, the world of work is changing and evolving. More of the work we do is becoming digital, even in manufacturing, where I spend a lot of my time. This is the timeline of evolution so far. We've gone from the transistor in 1947 to AI in 2017, ChatGPT in 2022. But look what's happening now, agentic AI, 2 years. That's all it's taken. Then, do you know this guy, Yoshua Bengio? He created neural networks. Okay, one of the 3 people who won the Nobel Prize for that. There's a video and a QR if you want to get it. But look now, the statistics say AI is getting cleverer every 7 months. The rate at which AI is learning to do its tasks is doubling every 7 months. And Joshua says, we're 5 years away from a lot of trouble. So, let's go a bit deeper. Oh, the Reaper is here. And his name is AI. Or maybe you thought I should have done this. That's the humor, folks. So, most of you sitting in here won't be here in 5 years' time. This conference will be very different in 5 years' time. A lot of you won't be in software development in 5 years' time. I know you don't believe me, but it's all a big FOMO, Nigel. So what about agile coaches? People I spend a lot of time with. That's the dodo. And this is a definition from Darwinism. A species becomes extinct due to a combination of factors, primarily the introduction of an invasive species by humans. So, you must evolve. How are you going to adapt your role to advise people in this new digital evolution we're going through now? Systems are going to continue to evolve whether you like it or not. How will you learn to see the information, and what will your new role be? So, I asked myself, who's my customer? Because I've sort of run out, I don't really understand who my customer is now. And I asked myself, do I know them anymore? Do I know what they want, what their problems are? Are we offering the right product? Are we offering what they want to buy? Do we know what they want to buy? Because we get lost in our own echo chambers a lot. And no, they don't want agile coaches anymore. Any agile coaches out here? I'm so sorry, guys. Or you can take what we commonly call the field of dreams approach. Wishful thinking, if you build it, they will come. So this is what they want lean to be. Cut costs by squeezing headcount, increase revenue, deliver faster, make the people produce more because they're all lazy, deliver greater profits and increase my status. That's what they want lean to be. And here's the thing, if you're theory of constraints, folks, and you think Goldrat's the second coming, this is what Goldrat said, a quote from the goal. I won't read it out, but it basically says it's all about money. That's why Goldrat was popular, because he pandered to their greed. So, all right, let's get into the good stuff. This is where you mostly lie. Some people think it's Armageddon, the end of mankind. Others just think it's the latest fashion trend, the latest FOMO, the latest thing that the sponsors like Accenture will be selling to you. Sorry, Kraft, I'm being very careful. So, okay. This is Jeffrey Hinton. He's a partner in crime with Joshua Bengio I just showed you. It's a very, very special point in history where in a relatively short time, everything might totally change at a scale we've never seen before. And he's one of the guys who built neural networks. So, I'm a lean guy, and I'm no good at development. I stopped developing when we used to use JCL and COBOL. So, I'm old. I'm 62, folks. So, when I saved software, it was on punch tape. It was that old. So I thought, could I master these tools? Could I write a tune? Could I do something cool with this? This is video, by the way, guys, in the booth, just so you're aware. Let's see what I did. Now, this is horrific, but it's also very funny. Is that not truly horrific? Christian rock, Disney. I took the inspiration from Disney. I took the lyrics. Now, it's not Sora. This is Suno. I put some lyrics in I just adapted from The Lion King. It wrote the music. It sang the song. And then LTX Studio, which is another product, storyboarded it all, did all the imagery for me. I played around with the story. 90 minutes to make that, including learning the tools. And I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. So then I went to Grok and I said, hey, Grok, what do you look like? And I promise you, this is the picture that Grok drew. Now, Grok works for Elon Musk, so that tells you everything. So then I said, well, assume the persona of Nigel Thurlow, based on what you know, and describe the impact of AI in manufacturing and in the field of physical AI. And it said, okay, this is exactly what it said to me. And it said I'm a Toyota Kata enthusiast. Now, I know Mike Rother really well. I'm not sure I'm a Toyota Kata enthusiast, but so let's see what Grok made of Nigel. What you're about to see is not me. The script was from Grok. The video is from HeyGen.
私の時点から見ると AI とフィジカル AI はリエンとアジャイルの原則を強化するツールです。フィードバックル PU を高速化し、無駄を欠見し、チームが価値に集中できるようにします。しかし、これらは魔法の短板ではありません。成功は実験の文化、人間尊重、そして覚え見ない改善にかかっています。AI は人間の創意工夫を置き換えるのではなく、強化するために活用されるべきです。トヨタ型が目標状態に向けた小さな意図的なステップを強調するように、AI の導入も明確な目標と科学的な思考に基づいて反復的に行われるべきです。
Now, I did try to do that in Hungarian, but as my friend in the front Reika will tell you, it made a horrible mess of Hungarian, so I left the Japanese. I can't speak Japanese, even working for a company. But look, these are party tricks, but this is unbelievable. If you've looked at VO3 from Google in the last couple of weeks, it'll blow your mind. So let's step back a bit and figure out where leadership and AI and all this comes into thing. So this is Sakichi Toyoda, the creator of what you know today as Toyota. His son started the car company, but he said this back about 100 years ago. He said the concept that we must invest in is machines with a human-like touch. This laser worked not very well. Must invest in machines with a human-like intelligence. Only if machines have intelligent functions, the Japanese word jidoka, can we really get them to do useful work for us. 100 years ago. Quite prophetic, if you think. So this is what they did in Japanese, for those that may have familiarity. They took the Japanese word for automation, which is jidoka, and they added the human aspect to it, to say the human should never be removed, the machine should serve the humans. And as my friend Evie says, there is a beauty in the human touch. I hope automation will always have it. So now we're in this agentic AI age, and there's a definition of agentic AI there, probabilistic, not deterministic, lots of other fancy words about it being able to perceive, reason, plan, and act autonomously. So then I thought, well, I'll go and do a RAG demo. That's the most awful acronym in English, by the way, just dreadful. So this retrieval augmentation generation, I thought I'd go do this. So I gave it a prompt into Gemini. I've got Gemini Pro. So I gave it a prompt. You can read it. And remember, I can't code anymore. I can read code and understand it. I can't write code anymore. And so I thought, well, let's do this. Now, I made this a video. There's no sound on it. I made it a video, if it works. There we go. I made it a video. This is running on my MacBook when I recorded it. It wrote all the code for this in 2 minutes. And I just said, give me a media player. I dropped in one of my videos. I hit play, and off it went sound. There's no sound on this for you guys, but it's just a screen recording, a copy of Paint, and all this was multitasking in my browser. I messed around with it a little bit, and I did some more math. The point is, it's not the fact that Gemini wrote this, or it's not what it wrote. I mean, this is the code it wrote. There was no errors in the code. I couldn't find any errors in the code at all. I just changed the URLs for the images just to get the images. 800 lines of code in 2 minutes from a stupid little prompt. If you're a software developer, you can't write 800 lines of code in 2 minutes. Well, you can if you use AI. But it's not what it wrote, it's the fact it wrote it. These goofy demos aren't meant to impress you as being the next greatest thing, but it's the fact it can do it. That's what you should be scared about. And yes, it hallucinates. That's my hallucinatory icon for you. And it even tells you to put glue on pizza. But as I wrote up there, there's plenty of humans writing bad code today, and we don't remove them. Just because AI today is churning out a lot of crappy code, it will get better, and it will get better faster than us. And this is why I'm really concerned about where the industry is going. And if you're in ostrich mode, as I said here, my Bitcoin is doing really well. Anybody else got Bitcoin? I see a few hands. The rest of you, ha ha. Because it's doing really well. It's about 120 grand a coin at the moment. So, thinking AI is not a threat is thinking Bitcoin and crypto is worthless. It's not. So, let's look at the physical world, because I spend a lot of time in manufacturing, not just in software. So what's physical AI? It's robotics plus AI. Sensors, actuators, manipulators, and then simulations of the real world. Tesla used some of these things, not very well. Waymo's better at it. I stole this video off NVIDIA. They presented this at CES in January, and it's worth watching, and I'll tell you what's happening after you've seen this. It's a 2-minute video. There is audio for this.
Kion, the supply chain solution company, Accenture, a global leader in professional services, and NVIDIA are bringing physical AI to the $1 trillion warehouse and distribution center market. Managing high-performance warehouse logistics involves navigating a complex web of decisions influenced by constantly shifting variables. These include daily and seasonal demand changes, space constraints, workforce availability, and the integration of diverse robotic and automated systems. And predicting operational KPIs of a physical warehouse is nearly impossible today. To tackle these challenges, KION is adopting MEGA, an NVIDIA Omniverse blueprint for building industrial digital twins to test and optimize robotic fleets. First, KION's warehouse management solution assigns tasks to the industrial AI brains in the digital twin, such as moving a load from a buffer location to a shuttle storage solution. The robot's brains are in a simulation of a physical warehouse, digitalized into Omniverse using OpenUSD connectors to aggregate CAD, video and image to 3D, LiDAR to point cloud, and AI-generated data. The fleet of robots execute tasks by perceiving and reasoning about their Omniverse digital twin environment, planning their next motion and acting. The robot brains can see the resulting state through sensor simulations and decide their next action. The loop continues while MEGA precisely tracks the state of everything in the digital twin. Now, KION can simulate infinite scenarios at scale while measuring operational KPIs, such as throughput, efficiency, and utilization, all before deploying changes to the physical warehouse. Together with NVIDIA, KION and Accenture are reinventing industrial autonomy.
So you should go ask the sponsor, Accenture, they're here, what's happening in this space. So this is NVIDIA Cosmos and Omniverse. It's all free on GitHub, by the way. Over 20 million hours of simulated video you can use to train your own AI models, and put the code on the chips that they're selling in the States now for as little as $350. And Hugging Face is the other place you'll find a bunch of this stuff. So this is Pegatron, not a video, just a still image. This is a case study of digital simulation. You can see the statistics. Of course, everybody likes statistics. We'll be talking about statistics this afternoon, by the way, on a panel on probabilistic forecasting. Don't miss that one. So they're a Fortune 500 company in the US, and they are using digital twins. And so are all these companies. Some of them you'll be very familiar with and have been doing so for 2 or 3 years now. And there's lots of case studies on the interweb you can go find about them. But AI isn't going to solve bad leadership because these two companies use digital twins as well. That's a plane manufacturer that likes to kill people. And the other one, got to keep up, folks. The other one is one of the great Japanese companies that's now collapsing after the partnership with Renault, and they're likely to go out of business and disappear, which is a massive problem in Japan. So what about replacing humans? Well, this is real. I did check it. I've put the links there for you. You can go research the company Watney Robotics. They are now building robots that do this stuff. And this is real. I promise you it's not made up. And they've got all sorts of other applications for these robots, yeah? Now, I'm assuming most people who ever go near a washing machine would love one of these things, yeah? Because they're doing this. But then you've got Waymo. They've just started service in Austin. This is I live in Dallas, south of me. And look at what they're saying now. The CEO of Uber, because you call them like you do a taxi here using the Uber app, 99%, busier than 99% of humans. 20% of all the rides are now Waymo, autonomous. And the beauty is you don't have to tip them. You don't have to give them a damn tip. And they don't talk to you. The car's clean, doesn't smell. They don't drive like idiots. We took a taxi last night, and the guy's texting on his phone while he's driving. So it eliminates all that. This is AI in the physical world. And then you've got, you know, is this the next great failure of Elon Musk after the Cybertruck? Elon says the goal for these robots is to perform jobs related to manufacturing that could be dangerous or tedious for humans. But he was saying the other day on some of the news feeds, he sees this as his next product, not cars. I mean, China's going to eat him for lunch anyway. He's going to eat the world for lunch on electrification of vehicles. We rode here in an MG this morning, Chinese-built electric car. So what about this? This is a video for the sound guys, which I'll start in a moment. This is real. I promise you this is not fake. This is real happening now in China. Now, if that don't scare the shit out of you. So, anybody know what this is? Anybody seen this white paper? Watched YouTube recently? So this is a self-learning LLM. It needs no input data. 0 input data. It self-trains. This was released the other day. The QR's there if you want to get the report, take a photograph. If not, this is self-learning AI with absolutely 0 data. When I was watching this, I watched videos on it. I read the white paper. It's scary as hell. What about code? I mean, Kent was on the stage. I mean, Kent's the sort of godfather of iterative programming and all the stuff a lot of you aspire to do in the world. But watch this. There's no sound on this. This is just later in the video. This is an LLM or an AI bot, whatever you want to call it, agentic AI, coding and then correcting its own code. It's doing TDD itself. And if you want to learn more about it, maybe I have to click the button again. Oh, let's go back one. No, well, anyway, there was a QR code. Don't know where it went. Apologies for that. But this is Google. Oh, there you go. They did it for me. Thank you. This is Alpha Evolve from Google. They released it 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they've got lots of demos. It writes code from scratch and then tests and debugs its own code and iterates. So this is AI doing Agile all by itself. Maybe Jeff Sutherland's right with some of the stuff he's putting out on LinkedIn at the moment. So, dismissing AI is effectively retiring whatever your age. If you don't think this is the biggest threat to what we all do in this world right now, and I don't just mean the IT world, I mean beyond that, then we are deluding ourselves. Is it good? Yes. Can it be really bad? Absolutely. Think about all the bad actors in the world. So what are we going to do next? So my old friend John Shook, lean guy, big case study with Toyota, I won't bore you with the details, but he says, if we want to change culture, we don't change how people think, we change how people behave. We give them alternatives, and Kent talked about that earlier. I think Kat was talking about that briefly a short while ago. Stop wasting time on this type of nonsense and start actually appealing to what their desires are. I can tell you in America, nobody cares about all this forest and trees things where Kent lives and I live. They care about the P&L. They care about the profit and loss. The reason the big consulting houses thrive is that they appeal to the desires of the people writing the checks. Most leaders don't understand anything you do and don't really care. Just go make me money. And you have to start thinking, so here's an opportunity for you. Stop talking about neuroscience with pictures of brains. This seductive allure of neuroscience explanation. The whole paper on this says that if you put a brain and some neuroscience words on a slide, people will believe whatever you're spinning them. Please stop doing that and stop talking about mindsets. It's old, it's boring, it's nonsense, it's bullshit. It is pseudoscience. An individual has a mindset. You cannot collectively share a mindset. Don't believe me, go and speak to a psychologist in the front row, Joseph, and he'll explain why to you. So what else comes? What about other coaching roles? What are we going to do as coaches now this is all gone for us? I work in the world of continuous improvement, so I was telling some folks not long ago, you need a lean and agile mastery. It's good. Not a PDF certificate, deep skills and knowledge and experience. Now, you need technical literacy to understand this stuff that's coming. You've probably all got that. Data fluency. Ethical judgment. There's a new thing you're going to have to start thinking about. It's not just, the US immigration stereotyping people as they come through the customs halls. This is much bigger than that. Manage resistance, coach teams, foster adoption, the stuff Kent was talking about. And then you will become orchestrator or conductors, bridging all these different worlds. This is the coaching of the future, not, 3-5-3 of Scrum. Ethical risk coach, that one speaks for itself. If you're in HR or that type of world, this is where you'll probably start to focus. Techies, you're probably a cyber risk security thing, whatever they call it nowadays, risk coach. But here's the problem. The big consulting houses, our sponsors included, are already selling AI-powered cybersecurity watchguards that audit AI. So we've now got AI auditing AI. So, and then my last few slides for you on this, project turnaround specialist. This is where I think I'm going next. I do a bit in the turnaround world. So, if your project is out of control, the first thing to do is to stop completely or slow down significantly. That's the hardest conversation you're going to have. That's pulling the metaphorical and-on cord if you know anything about manufacturing. Then, prioritize stabilization. You need to take the variation, the variability out of your work. See the panel later on with Dan Vacanti, Colleen, and myself on that. Address technical debt. Stop pretending it doesn't exist. The technical debt, by the way, isn't a problem, it's a bad decision. Mainly made by management who don't understand the technical stuff we're working on. Address systemic constraints. Again, get rid of red tape, bureaucracy, eliminate non-value-added activity, Lean 101, and make quality a key focus. Then for those stakeholders, we need to start engaging them in weekly reviews to look at priorities and progress. And yes, we don't want status and red, green, yellow, blue, whatever. But the reality of it is they want something. It's like saying we can't estimate. Good luck with that. 99% of corporations want to know when their shit will be done. So we'll talk about that a bit later on. Continuously address conflicting priorities. So there's your dependency. But this is about building that forest that Kent was talking about. Collaboration, communication, conflict resolution. We wrote about it in Team Science in one of the books we wrote. And then use the 80-20 rule. That was mentioned earlier as well. Just a little bit. All right, what else? I have no idea what that was about. So you can use the EAST method. This is real. Make it easy, make the desired option the default option, make it attractive, design the incentives in, make it social, create feelings of reciprocity, however you say that, and make it timely, stress the immediate costs and benefits. This is how you sell to leaders. Take this slide, take the QR, go study the paper. Or you could just morph into an AI coach. Look. That's all you have to do. You can do it now while I'm standing here boring you. So, I'll go back to wrap this up by talking about this intelligent automation with a human touch, this concept of jidoka. So maybe AI can replace your bad leaders, your bad managers, even your good leaders. Or maybe it will become our master. This is the problem. Agentic AI means giving agency to the technology. There's a definition of agency there. I'll make it easy for you. It means giving power of attorney. You are no longer the owner of the decision-making. You've outsourced it to AI. But don't worry, the Department of Defense in America have a directive 3000.09 that says this will never be a problem. We won't give AI the ultimate control of the things that will wipe us out. And then I found this, 60 Minutes, a TV show in America a couple of weeks ago. This is a 40-second clip. If this doesn't scare you to death, nothing will.
Lucky is the founder of Anduril. It makes a line of autonomous weapons that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. There's the Roadrunner, a turbo jet-powered drone interceptor that can take off, identify, and destroy a target. No soldier needed, it's powered by artificial intelligence.
It's a scary idea to some people.
It's a scary idea, but I mean, that's the world we live in. I'd say it's a lot scarier, for example, to imagine a weapon system that doesn't have any level of intelligence at all. There's no moral high ground in making a landmine that can't tell the difference between a school bus full of children and Russian armor. It's not a question between smart weapons and no weapons. It's a question between smart weapons and dumb weapons.
I know he looks like something that fell out of Miami Vice in the 1980s, but he was a computer games developer, and now he's a multi-billionaire in the US building autonomous missile and other defense systems for the US military today. Go Google this, go study it a bit, it'll terrify you. So, I'm going to end well, not quite as I started. I thought I spent so much time lovingly creating this. I thought I'd give you a second rendition. My son laughed at me. He's 25. He laughed at me and then said, but it is quite catchy. So I'll finish with this. Lean lives in you. Lean lives in me. Lean watches over everything we see. Into the factory. It is the truth. In our reflection. Lean lives in you. Alex. There's supposed to be another thing. It doesn't say. It doesn't matter anyway. It's supposed to say thank you, but I had to convert everything to PowerPoint at the last minute to get it to work. So, Alex.
Nigel Thurlow, everybody. We have a few questions coming in on Slido.
Questions or threats?
Yes.
Yes.
AI-related questions. The monitors aren't working here, but no problem. Oh, here we go. I got to read this out for the stream.
I can look up here.
Okay. I got to read it out for the people at home. What areas, tasks will always require humans and cannot be replaced by AI, in your opinion?
That's a really good question, and it was a question that's been talked about by a lot of the leading experts in the AI field, the owners of Perplexity and people from Google and stuff. Plumbers, painters, electricians, car mechanics, although when cars become fully autonomous and electric, that'll go away. Trades, for me, are where you need to be looking at skills diversity. How are you going to diversify your skills portfolio? I mean, we laugh about Gen Z as I'm an old boomer, what's left of them. I mean, most of my generation are dead or dying, so, but the point is this, that I asked my son, change your spare wheel on your car. He doesn't know how to. Do you know how to change oil and filter? Do you even know what oil and filter means? And that's the problem. This is known as human enfeeblement. And so what's happening, if you ask somebody, could you use a map book and a compass to plot a route through Budapest? A lot of people wouldn't know what to do. They'd just pull out the phone and use one of the apps to get a route. That's human enfeeblement. What's going to happen with AI is more and more technology replaces more and more of what we do. We will not know how to do it anymore. So if you want to become incredibly valuable, you need skills other than coding. Alex.
Super. On AI, reviewing AI, what's your opinion about how to keep AI in check with its own output? Good question.
Well, it's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, my normal phrase would be, America, because, they don't give a, So the problem is we call all these people bad actors, Russia and North Korea and China, and they look at us and call us bad actors. And we're in an arms race now. Information is the new oil, you all know that phrase. But we're in an arms race now where people are chasing the technology, and it's unfettered. There's loads of horror stories online about how people have hacked the large language models with their APIs. There's where ChatGPT is threatened to kill people and that type of thing. So it's already happening. So this has got to be done at a governmental level. It has to become law, and we have to become experts in how to control it, because it will become dangerous. There was a YouTube video a couple of weeks ago of a robot, an autonomous robot in a Chinese factory. It was tethered with its power supply, but it started beating up its instructor, its handler, whatever you want to call it. So this is the stuff you need to get really scary about. And I don't really know what the answer is, but I do believe it's got to be at governmental level.
Wow. Okay. One more question, and audience, we still have time for another question if you want to put it into Slido. Are you familiar with organizational behavior management, OBM? Do you think it's a good method, or what system would you recommend for behavior change and balancing AI with human work?
So I'll try and take that in separate pieces. if you want to change the behavior of people, you have to give them the opportunity to exploit their knowledge, skills, abilities. I mean, Ken talked about a lot of stuff in his presentation this morning, but the Toyota way is to enable people, to allow people to make mistakes, to allow people to try things out, to learn new things, and then to support them when they fail or when they make a mistake. And that's the purpose of the and-on cord I showed on one of the last slides. In all manufacturing plants globally, there's these ropes going down the production line, and if a worker sees a problem, they can step up and pull the cord. It will turn on an alarm, an and-on light, an amber yellow light, and it will bring people to focus on the problem. If the problem's not solved by it reaches a certain point on the production line, it will automatically stop. No further work will be done until that problem is rectified. But what you've given them is psychological safety to stop the work. So when I talk to a lot of developers, I say, how do you enable that in your organization? Where's the metaphorical and-on cord in software development? How can any one of you as a developer or as somebody involved in the software industry step forward and stop the project, stop the work until we solve the problem, all that tech debt you're accumulating? So that's part one of it. Behavior and balancing AI with human work. Look, the lean view is that AI is an augmentation. It's an assistant. It's a tool. The danger is because of greed in the world, and you know, we have people who are multi-billionaires in the US. Money has no meaning anymore to them. All they now crave is power. We have a president that just craves power, adulation, worship. Elon Musk doesn't need to even think about money again. He could live another 5 lifetimes and he'd never need to worry about money. So we have to start thinking about what's driving this. Go on, let's move on, Alex, because there's a couple more we can probably knock out in the 2 minutes we have.
Okay. At which level of the 7-level AI scale are we with your samples?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, look, the tools that we're using, and I watch YouTube videos and news reports and read endless articles every day, and I can't keep pace with it. Every day there's new developments, new tools, whether it's Perplexity, whether it's Gemini, whether it's, you know, all the video capabilities that's out there. What worries me more is the coding ability, the development ability, the fact that it can just read and learn and understand and knock out code. And we're at the beginning of this. Fast forward 5 years. Look where we were. Take any technology 10 years ago. We're all on Nokia 3310s, people who can remember that far back. Battery life of a week. You could drive your car over them. They didn't break. You know, didn't we? I don't know, is that progress? But 5 years from now, AI will be so much more dominant worldwide, and I really worry. So as to which the 7 levels are, we are getting very close to what they commonly call AGI. Now, what that'll look like, what it'll mean, we don't know. But I can tell you, you need to start focusing and studying this stuff and understanding it, not just from a technology perspective, but from what it means to your life, your family, your community, and beyond that, and to start thinking about how you're going to reskill yourselves when this comes about. Go see Henrik's talk later on and see what he's got to say on the topic.
Great. Last question, quick one. When is the right time to say no more to AI in your project?
I have no answer for that. I really don't, because 8 seconds here, your boss will decide when the right time to say no to it is. You won't have that decision. And that's the sad part of it. Alex, thank you.
Thank you so much. One more time, Nigel Thurlow, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.